Diets high in added sugars do more than contribute to weight gain. They can quietly alter the body's internal environment in ways that promote cancer development. Excess sugar intake drives persistent insulin surges and fosters obesity, which together create metabolic conditions favorable for tumor growth. Cancer cells thrive on glucose. They use it as their primary fuel source through a process known as the Warburg effect, in which they consume sugar rapidly even in the presence of oxygen. When dietary sugar is abundant, insulin levels rise repeatedly, stimulating not only fat storage, but also cellular pathways that encourage proliferation and inhibit natural cell death. Over time, this biochemical pattern can promote the growth and survival of precancerous or malignant cells, particularly in tissues sensitive to hormonal and metabolic changes such as the breast, colon, liver, and pancreas. The indirect role of sugar in fueling cancer comes largely through its relationship with obesity and insulin resistance. Chronic overconsumption of sugary beverages, desserts, and refined carbohydrates overwhelms the body's regulatory systems, leading to fat accumulation, inflammation, and disrupted hormone balance. Adipose tissue, especially around the abdomen, releases inflammatory cytokines and free fatty acids that interfere with insulin signaling. The result is hyperinsulinemia, chronically high insulin levels that act like a growth signal throughout the body. This state not only promotes weight gain but also activates insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, a potent stimulator of cell division that has been implicated in several cancer types. In this way, sugar becomes part of a larger metabolic chain reaction that destabilizes normal cellular control mechanisms. The good news is that these effects are largely reversible through mindful dietary choices that stabilize blood sugar and reduce insulin spikes. One of the simplest, most effective strategies is to replace high-sugar foods with low-glycemic fruits such as apples, pears, berries, and citrus. These fruits provide natural sweetness without overwhelming the body's glucose handling capacity. Their fiber content slows digestion and the absorption of sugars, preventing the sharp blood sugar rises that fuel insulin release. Berries, in particular, are rich in anthocyanins, antioxidants that not only help regulate blood sugar but also protect DNA from oxidative damage, inhibit inflammation, and support normal cell communication. Apples and pears contribute pectin, a soluble fiber that binds cholesterol and toxins in the gut while feeding beneficial bacteria, further improving metabolic and immune health. When choosing fruits, the key is balance and preparation. Whole fruits should be prioritized over fruit juices or sweetened smoothies, which often strip away fiber and concentrate sugars. A fresh apple or handful of berries makes an ideal snack, offering both satisfaction and protection. Pairing fruit with a protein or healthy fat source, such as nuts, yogurt, or seeds, further stabilizes blood sugar and extends satiety. For those accustomed to highly sweetened foods, gradually retraining the palate to appreciate natural sweetness can reset taste preferences, making processed sweets less appealing over time. Reducing refined sugar intake also helps restore the body's natural rhythm of hunger and energy. When blood sugar levels remain steady, the brain receives more consistent energy, reducing fatigue and cravings. Stable insulin levels encourage the body to burn fat efficiently rather than store it. Over weeks and months, these shifts help lower inflammation, regulate hormone levels, and create an internal environment less favorable for cancer progression. It's not necessary to eliminate all sugars. Rather, the goal is to replace concentrated, nutrient-poor forms with sources that bring fiber, vitamins, and phytonutrients along with their sweetness. Beyond fruit choices, a low-glycemic dietary pattern can be built through mindful meal composition. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, and barley, along with legumes such as lentils and chickpeas, digest slowly and provide sustained energy without sharp glucose spikes. Vegetables, especially leafy greens, cruciferous types like broccoli and kale, and root vegetables in moderation, add minerals and antioxidants that counteract oxidative stress. Healthy fats from avocados, olive oil, and nuts enhance insulin sensitivity, while lean proteins from fish, eggs, or tofu help regulate blood sugar stability throughout the day. Water and unsweetened herbal teas should replace sugary drinks, which remain one of the biggest contributors to added sugar intake and metabolic dysfunction. Lifestyle habits complement these nutritional shifts. Regular physical activity, Even moderate exercise, such as brisk walking for 30 minutes daily, enhances the muscle's ability to use glucose efficiently, reducing insulin resistance. Exercise also improves circulation, oxygen delivery, and mitochondrial function, processes that protect cells from the metabolic chaos cancer cells exploit. Adequate sleep supports hormonal balance, while chronic sleep deprivation increases cravings for sugar and disrupts insulin sensitivity. Managing stress through mindfulness or breathing exercises can lower cortisol levels, which otherwise promote abdominal fat storage and further impair glucose control. The positive takeaway is that cancer prevention through sugar management is not about rigid restriction but about intelligent substitution and consistency. By choosing foods that nourish rather than deplete, the body's internal chemistry begins to stabilize. The gut microbiome, hormonal system, and immune function all adapt to this healthier rhythm, creating an environment where cancerous cells are less likely to survive or grow. Each meal becomes a small act of cellular protection, a way to reduce inflammation, balance energy, and reinforce the natural defense systems that protect against disease. When sweetness comes from nature rather than industry, from a crisp apple instead of candy, from fresh berries instead of syrup, the body responds with gratitude at every level. Blood sugar steadies, energy stabilizes, and inflammation quiets. Over time, these gentle but powerful adjustments form a lasting shield against obesity-related cancers. The true lesson of the sugar cancer connection is not to fear sweetness, but to choose it wisely, allowing the body to experience pleasure without harm. Through small, deliberate dietary shifts, the metabolic balance that once encouraged tumor growth can be replaced by one that nourishes healing, resilience, and long-term vitality.